Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Whizbang's Workshop card review, and today we are looking at Hunter cards, and they are getting one of the best locations I think I've ever seen. It's a lot of damage, a lot of good beast stuff, a new legendary. We're gonna go over all those cards. If you want to win those cards, we are up to 4 mega bundles in our giveaway, 2 regular pre-orders. To enter that giveaway, like a comment in the video, linked down in the description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. If we manage to hit 80,000 subscribers by the end of Saturday, I will add 2, not 1, but 2 more mega bundles. So hit that sub button, make me go broke. So let's take a look at the Hunter cards, which look really darn strong. Starting off with a new weapon, Remote Control. It's a 2-mana weapon, 1 attack, 3 durability. After your hero attacks, summon a 1/1 hound. The hound, I don't believe has anything rush or anything. It's actually a mech and a beast, so it's got some mech synergies if you're looking for that. But yeah, you just get some tokens on the board. 1 attack on a 2-mana weapon is not phenomenal. I'm very surprised they don't have rush or something. You kind of would expect it, but then you're like power creeping on the, there's like a 3-mana weapon. I can't remember what expansion. It was like around Descent of Dragons time. I was really good at Quest Hunter, Old Doom Quest Hunter. And anyways, yeah, you'd be power creeping on that. It's still not bad. That was a really good card back in the day. Is this going to be good enough in today's game? I feel like 1 attack kind of kills it. Like, you get some tokens on the board. There are some synergies that go along with this, along with the set, but I feel like you're probably going to do other stuff. But again, you can't really, you know, it's 2 mana, push 3 damage, summon 3/3 in stats. That's not horrifically bad. It could see a little bit of play in more of an aggro-ish token-based Hunter deck. I won't completely write it off. I'm just kind of taken aback by 1 attack, but it'd be probably pretty broken at 2, right? It's only 2 mana. I will say this sees play. I think this sees play in standard. I will give it a 3, but yeah, in wild, I think it's much too slow. Even though there is like Starving Buzzard and stuff like that, which is really good with this card, right? You draw a card when you summon those hounds. That could be really solid. Maybe, just maybe, it would see play a while, but probably too slow that I'll give it a 2 in that format. Next, we have what I think is one of the scariest locations in a while. This card seems insanely good to me. It is the Jungle Gym. It is a 2-mana location with 3 durability, so you get a lot of usage out of this. You deal 1 damage to a random enemy, guaranteed, right? Repeat for each friendly beast. So if you have 6 other beasts on the board, because the location will take a spot on the board, this will deal 7 damage for 2 mana, and it can go face. That's pretty nuts, and I feel like you're pretty happy if you get 3 damage off of this, which I don't think is that hard to do, right? Getting 2 other beasts on the board, and again, you can get more. That is super solid. It's got 3 durability, which if this card is really strong, which I think it is, that'd be like probably the first thing they would nerf. And they love nerfing Hunter cards, don't they? Especially this can push a lot of damage against the slower decks that don't have a lot of minions. It can do a lot of stuff, and you're summoning minions at the same time. So not only you're getting minions on the board, you're pushing a lot of damage. I think this card's incredible. I think this is going to be a staple in any Beast Hunter that's going token based, and there's some really good cards. We'll look at a 4-mana spell soon that just makes this card cracked, in my opinion. I'm leaning towards a 5, honestly, on this, but I'll go towards a 4 because it is limited to purely those token-based decks, and like Hydrolodon's leaving, so that would have been a good one where you like Hydrolodon, trade in a bunch of stuff, and then click the button on Jungle Gym. So I'll give it a 4 in standard, and in wild, where you have Alley Cats and Warple Tingers and the Starving Buzzards and tons of amazing ways of summoning beasts and pushing damage is always good, and that Beast Hunter has been relevant in wild for quite a while. Pretty good, and probably going to see some reverts pretty soon with like Wild Spirits and a Harpoon Gun maybe. I'll give it a 4 in wild too. This absolutely sees play in those Beast Hunters in wild. It is such a strong card there because that is a lot of damage and 3 uses. That to me seems really strong. Next, we have a new beast here, kind of a throwback, kind of, at least to me, it reminds me of like the AGGRO one that you could adapt a beast. The Painted Canvasor, a 2-mana, 3/2 beast, battle cry. Give each other friendly beast a random bonus effect. So it's like the Spark Bots, or, you know, the usual things, right? Divine Shield, Rush, Lifesteal Reborn, Stealth, Wind Fury, all that kind of stuff you can give, and each one will get a different thing. So if you have 6 other minions on the board, you effectively get 6 kind of adapts. They're not quite as good as adapts or in AGGRO, because like those had like +3 attack and +1 like I felt like those were stronger on average. And again, bonus effects haven't seen a ton of play. This is a pretty dead card unless you have other stuff on the board, but you're playing this token Beast Hunter strategy that's going to be a thing, and you can buff up those minions and stuff like that. It might see play, but it is a pretty conditional card. You don't really want to tempo out a 2-mana 3/2. It just, you know, you're playing Bloodfin Raptor, right? But yeah, you hit a couple of adapts or bonus effects. You're probably pretty happy. I'll give it a 3. I think it could slot into those decks, but probably at one of the first cards to get cut from those theory crafted lists. And in Wild, I'm gonna give it a 2, where even though I did mention all those other cards you can do, I feel like it's probably not worth it. But hey, maybe it's that easy to get a full board, and then yeah, getting a Divine Shield or Reborn effects like that can be really good. But you get like all rush, it can feel pretty bad if they're all on the board already. But yeah, I'll give it a 3 in standard, a 2 in Wild. Next, so we have a card that makes a lot of this pretty nuts. We have the RC Rampage, a new epic spell, 4 mana for Hunter, summon 6/1/1 hounds. So you have that location on the board. You just do this and you deal 7 damage, right? 2-card combo. And there's no location remover in standard, by the way. That's rotating, except for Reno, which is 8 mana. So yeah, you get 6/1/1 hounds. However, there's an upside on it too. Any that can't fit, give the others +1/+1. So you only have room for the 5, then you have 2/2s. 5 2/2s. You only have 4, then you have 4 3/3s, right? Each one will get another buff. So I mean, a 4-mana 6/6 is good, especially it synergizes with stuff like your location. Starving Buzzard and Wild, you basically get to draw your deck, right? It's 6 mana, but still you get to like draw your deck, which can be pretty crazy. And yeah, if you're already winning the board pretty hard, you can get to some really thick hounds out there. Again, these are the same as the weapon token. They don't have rush or anything like that. They are just purely hounds. But that seems really strong. That's a lot of board presence, and it's just ridiculous with the location. Like, that is so much damage. You can curve into you can play the location on 2, coin this out, get 6 hounds, deal 7 damage. That's pretty incredible. I'm giving this a 4 to 5 as well. I think this is a super strong card, and you can feel fine just playing it for tempo. Just a 4-mana 6/6, right? Whispering Woods used to require like a full hand almost. This requires nothing, and you get almost the same deal. Like, that's the power creep in today's game. This is a ridiculously good card. In standard and in Wild, I'll give it a 3 too. I could see it going into the Wild Beast Hunter. Actually, I'll bump it up to a 4 there. I don't see why you don't play it, especially they could go wide pretty easily. So yeah, 4 in both formats. Honestly, could be a 5-star card, but I'm not going to go that far. And then next we have the return of Hammet. Hammet. There's been like 2 versions, I believe. The first one like destroyed a beast. The other one like didn't blow up your deck, but it blew up like all cards that cost 3 or less, I think. Anyways, we have the Hunter version of Hammet, Foam Marksman, a 5-mana 3/6 legendary. After a friendly beast dies, get a random legendary beast from the past. It costs 2 less. So you play that 4-drop of hounds the prior turn, you play Hammet, you trade a bunch off, and then you get Hyreek and Shirvala and Chameleos. There's a lot of bad beasts, right? But there's also a lot of good stuff. We can get Hydrolodon, because you can randomly get Colossals, and it will be a Colossal. You can get my boy the Rat King, one of my favorite legendaries of all time, and it's a lot of value, which Hunter typically doesn't care about. King Crush you can get, since it's leaving the core set, so King Crush still gonna be in standard one way or the other, right? So that's pretty cool. But again, it's any legendary beast, so it can be neutral, any class. There's a lot of high rolls, a lot of low rolls. Probably not the most playable card in the world, I don't think, but it's a really cool throwback. It's got a good flavor. It's got the better stats for Hammet. Rather than being a 6/3, it's a 3/6. But I feel like these Hunter decks that are running these tokens are going to be much more aggressive based and aren't going to care so much about trading off my beasts, right? I want to kill my opponent. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 in standard, a 2 out of 5 in wild. Actually, I'll give it a 1 in wild. I don't think you ever play this in wild, but yeah, 2 in standard. Maybe it makes the cut. This value generator, maybe it does, but I would be quite surprised. And Hammet gets his own signature card. Looks pretty cool. It's like water pistol or whatever they're going on. Very, very cutesy. It's been a very fun toy-based set, and the signature there reflects that. So Hunter getting some really good tools, at least in this reveal. We have another one to go over pretty shortly later today, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.